In me doing this for 33 years, this guy has been the furthest at being dead and coming back. Sosa's heart was just not beating. I've probably done close to 6,000 or 7,000 coronary stents and interventions in all these years. This is probably my most fascinating case. You see that? That's the wrist of the guy doing CPR. And these are the fingers of the person doing CPR. CPR is never done. This is very unusual. Nobody does CPR doing this, and that's what makes this very different. Yeah. We're looking at a coronary angiogram, which is where we go from somebody's groin or wrist and put dye in the arteries of the heart with the intention of finding out where the blockage is and to try and open the blockage. So this is his heart attack. You see that round little bead in here? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a clot. Yep. And this artery should be coming all the way down. Mr. Sosa came on a Thursday afternoon around 4 o'clock to the emergency room of my local hospital here. He had just gotten out of his COVID isolation. They did some blood work on him, realized that he was probably having a heart attack, and he was sent to the hospital. He's a 58-year-old gentleman with just a history of high blood pressure, nothing else. So we rushed him to the heart catheterization laboratory. This is where we do the angiograms. So the first thing that was unusual about him was that his main artery, the left coronary artery, came off from the right side of the heart. We see this very rarely. I'd say it's probably 1 in 500,000 or so. Patients have this sort of anatomy. Interestingly, that artery was okay. The right coronary artery, which was coming off in the right place, on the right side of the aorta, that artery had a big clot sitting in it. So we quickly tried to remove the blood clot with this special device. And while we were doing that, he crashed even further. Very often we say this is too late for somebody, and that we tried our best and nothing can be done. But I thought this gentleman is 58 and otherwise in good health. I thought, let's go the whole hog. Let's do everything we can. While CPR was going on, I decided I'm going to try and open up this artery. It's like trying to fix an engine with the engine running and doing fine surgery. We tried to open up the artery with the balloon. It opened up, but there was so much clot inside, and this could be because of COVID. COVID causes more coagulation, clotting, and that is a problem with COVID. So a lot of patients who have COVID go home on blood thinners. So while they were doing the CPR, I had to tell them, hold on for a few seconds, because I had to put dye to see where I was. I had to put my balloon down. And once they stop CPR, the heart's not moving. And to a cardiologist, that is the scariest thing in my business. We want the heart moving, and for us to see a heart not moving and just sitting there, that's obviously, that's how we all die. So I then decided that there was no other choice here, but while we were in there, I told my staff, give me the longest stent of the largest size. I didn't care. I couldn't see where the clot ended and started. I just said, give me a stent, and I just put the largest stent in. I talked to his family twice, and I told his wife that it's unlikely that he's going to make it. But as all of us doctors know, that we all have help from the Almighty, and we just keep plodding along, hoping for the best. In about 7 or 8 days, he went home, fully awake, totally normal, incredibly lucky. A lot of things came together, and there are a few lessons, as I mentioned about this case. One is that never give up. Number 2 is that technology over the years has become good where these things can happen. 5 to 10 years ago, this would not have been possible. The impeller machine had a big role to play in this, so we did what we had to do, but the machine let the heart recover. And number three, it's the cooperative collegial effort of many people. This is the best gift that we get as medical providers. That feeling of joy, that feeling of happiness, to see somebody sick coming in, hugging you, telling you how thankful he is, it's nothing more than that.